Obviously, if it comes in as a 2. If we have Category 2 force winds. In Broward, does this go back to Hurricane King? Is that the last time that the winds have been at this kind of level?
That's probably right, Brian. In 1950, you know, we don't know for sure if it's going to maintain that strength across, but I think it's moving so rapidly that there's a good chance they'll get Cat 2 winds and. You know, they're on the southeast coast.
So it's been a long point is it's been a long time in Broward County since there's been any kind of a hurricane with this potentially with this kind of wind.
And it's not going to be you know, that relentless pounding you know, like with Francis. I mean, this one is going to be moving rapidly. That's a little bit of good news there.
Right, that is one thing. Well, what do you figure about 6 hours of real sustained hurricane force wind, something like that?
That's probably a pretty good guess here. I mean, you know, it looks like it's going to come in, you know, probably 6, 7 a.m. in Collier County, and then exit Palm Beach by 11 a.m. or so. And you know, it depends on where you are there. If you're right in the middle of the eye or on the edge of the eye.
Right now, we are on the Marathon side of the 7 Mile Bridge, and the storm surge is just pounding this area. Hurricane Wilma's feeder bands are coming through, and if you look, I'm going to walk down here, and you can see this is where I was reporting earlier, and now the waves are just hitting this seawall and coming through. Now, I just talked to a Monroe County Sheriff's deputy, and she told me that the safest place for us to be is by the 7 Mile Bridge. Why? She told me because the storm surge is a real threat to Marathon and
a Naval Air Station. So the stronger winds are indeed moving in, and this is just going to continue to happen here and get more
anticipated tornadoes while the sun is yet to come up. So there's the eye, and going on that trajectory, taking it towards the west coast and staying north of Key West, the center of it anyway. But we know some of that eye wall with those wind gusts reported over 100 miles per hour in the lower Keys not that long ago, and there is still plenty of rain yet behind this. But
water level's risen in the last hour about 2 to 3 feet. The wind gusts are now picking up. We've got steady winds at about 40 to 50 miles per hour.
If you take a look over here, my photographer, come over here for a second. Just want to show you this sign. Oh man. Oh man. First time I've ever fell in a hurricane, folks. Well, you can now see that the wind is definitely intensifying here in Marathon. You can see as my body just sways over this fence right here. And if you look, the storm surge is coming up. You see this water? Now, I'm not stepping down in the water. Why? Because if you look right here, there's a light, and I'm not going to risk my life getting electrocuted in this water here. Oh, the light goes off, it's on. That's exactly what's happening because there's massive power outages. All the lights around US 1 at the tip of Marathon are out, and many people are using battery-operated flashlights. They're using candles, and they're also using glow sticks as they walk around their home. Officials recommend that you stay inside. They say it is incredibly unsafe out here. As you can see, this is part of my job, and this is what I'm supposed to do. I'm just letting you all know how powerful the storm is.
On the National Hurricane Center track. When this is finally examined in the end, it's going to be amazing to see how close the storms track is to the Hurricane Center track, but it's essentially exactly that track up into Collier County, south of Naples, north of Key West. But the way this has evolved, now these very strong winds are just now beginning to pile water into Florida Bay, so the storm surge process.
And that's probably because I have anywhere between 400 and 500 grains of sand embedded underneath my eyelids somewhere.
Yeah.
So it's really, you know, we're going to have to wash them out when we get to a place where we actually have a faucet, which will be in a few hours. But, you know, it's certainly going to flush my eyes. But, you know, again, let that be a lesson to people not to come out here. Shamari has the right idea by bringing some goggles. You know, had I known that we were going to be so dry, I would have thought the same thing.
Okay, David's in Naples. David, what do you got over there? What's going on right now?
We're getting heavy wind. I'd say it's probably gusting to about 80. All the power's out. The sky's really flashing up. I'm not sure if it's lightning or if it is transformers blowing.
Wow. Now, what's your wind direction right now?
Looks like it's coming. Looks like it's coming out of the east.
Coming out of the east, yeah, right. That's what I figured, because I'm looking at the Naples radar right now, and it's pinwheeling in from the east to the west. So you're getting offshore winds right now.
Yeah.
And you're gonna miss the calm. It looks like the calm is gonna go just south of you, or you might just briefly get in the calm.
Yeah.
But you've dodged any surge potential, I think. Later on, when the eye passes, you're going to get some surge in there, but probably not as nearly as what they're going to get to the south.
Yeah.
So you've dodged the storm surge, so you're going to be okay where you are. I was worried about that yesterday where you were located, but now it looks like, in fact, let me pull this radar. Let's go back to the networks here, see what they got going.
Just been beating us all night, and now, like you said, switching more to the...
Now, this is Bill Becker in US1 Radio, by the way. He was one of the guys I was going to call next, but I'm already getting the interview on television, so there's no use in rehashing it with him again. But I might call him a little bit later on. But if you're listening from Naples or Fort Myers area, or, well, not Fort Myers, but if you're listening from Naples, Marco Island, Marco should be in the calm right now, but don't let your guard down, folks. Look at the backside of this thing, that red band, that's pinwheel.
Okay, that's the hurricane over South Florida. Isn't this sexy? Hey.
There it is right there. That's the strongest part of the hurricane, and it's just around the eye. The eye is actually hard to make out now, but the eye is right in here, and it's zooming along at about 28 miles an hour. 20, I'll have to look it up. On the last advisory, zooming along where the center of the eye goes up toward Palm Beach County, where we can clearly see the white area if you can see it on television, or if you describe it on the radio, it's a large arc of bad weather around the eye that extends all the way down to the south end of Miami-Dade County, and that's going to push through the metropolitan area. So the strongest winds are still off to our west, but they're going to come through very quickly, and I think this is even going to be over significantly more quickly than we were talking about last night. The system seems to be accelerating even faster than we originally predicted. Now, on a wider view, you can see the eye, although it's not really obvious because there is some fragmentation there, and we can make out where that strongest weather is. It actually extends down into Miami-Dade County in kind of a comma shape around the eye. The eye is just to the east of Naples on the west side of the state, and then if you had to do a comma around that central eye feature, that's where that's where the strongest weather would be. Now, if we look down in the Keys, what we see is that in Key West, the weather has cleared there. The strong weather on the south side of the eye has been eroded by dry air coming in. And still in the upper Keys, there's still bad, very windy weather. This is the sort of bottom end of that comma.
And we'll make an observer on the line.
Created and actually pulled in the circulation. The clouds are actually being created much further north, pulled in the circulation. And eventually, they'll clear on out, and then dry and very cool air will come in behind it. But it's just going to take a while for that to happen. It's still going to be breezy. It's not, the breeze isn't going to quit. It's just that the rain, for the most part, is going to quit. There'll be some light rain, mist in the air with those clouds, but it won't be this ferocious wind that we have going on in Broward County right now. And it'll be just more, and it'll slowly just die down to a manageable level. Because this cold front is coming, it's not going to quit. You know, if we didn't have a hurricane and this cold front was coming, it would be breezy behind it, quite breezy actually. So it's just going to get into that kind of weather regime, and we'll be out of the hurricane weather regime. And certainly emergency services in South Dade already or Central and South Dade can go about the process of seeing what's happened. Very soon in North Dade.
Okay.
And all this.
I'm sorry, go ahead again.
We're in the middle of the hurricane right now, and the phone lines where he's at are down.
Yeah, we're having the same problem. We're here in Delray Beach, and we've taken quite a hit up here. I have about a third of the shingles gone off the roof. Trees down.
Where we're at too. We're in Delray. We're in the Delray area also.
Yeah, so you're probably close by. Where are you located exactly?
The station you called is off Jog.
Off Jog Road. Okay.
Between Atlantic and Linton.
Atlantic and Linton. Okay, I'm near Linton and I-95, and we've our wind measurements measured about 90 miles an hour.
Okay.
That was around 9 to 10 a.m. this morning.
What is it now?
Right now we're having a problem because one of the guy wires snapped on the tower and it's getting tangled in the cups.
Right.
So right now we're measuring about 50.
No, we're in the last 20 minutes we've seen more wind here than even before.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we're looking at that radar, and it appears to be pinwheeling up from Broward County from the west, and we're going to get hammered here shortly.
Okay.
What kind of damage you guys have around there?
We're decent.
You're
we really haven't gone out and done any assessments yet, but if you do that USAR, we're at a 1 right now. But like I said, this wind right here seems worse than the front half. So
wow.
I'm not sure what's going on.
Are you guys getting a lot of emergency calls? People frantic?
We're dead in the water until this passes.
Right. All right, well, I'll let you go. I know you guys are busy. I'd like to follow up when this is all done and see what kind of calls you got and what people had emergencies.
Greg is the guy to speak to, but he's not available right now.
Right. Okay. All right, I appreciate your time. Thank you very much. All right. That was the Delray Police, Delray Fire Rescue, and they're out at Jog Road, and they're reporting a very high wind from the back side of the eye. And again, we're sitting here watching this tower cam here.
Pole in front, just barely hanging there. We're completely trapped in the house. We can't get out. Between the wires and the trees, we're completely boxed in. It's an absolute mess out here.
Don't take a chance with those wires, man.
No, we're not going near them.
That's such a long list, and we feel for you, Steve. What was it like as all that was happening during the storm?
Well, our house is a wood frame house, a very strong house. We were actually outside videoing the trees coming down. We have video footage of the trees actually snapping and crackling and coming down. One tree came right
standing up.
Shelters at the beginning of the storm that people realized this was too scary. We're going to a Red Cross shelter to be safe.
Also, you said something interesting to me before. You were talking about the fact that you have also several people from the American Red Cross mobilized to make their way down here to help.
Well, we have hundreds of volunteers in the west side of the state here who prepared for Katrina just a few weeks ago and weren't used, so they were prepared to run the shelters. Now we have over 600 Red Cross volunteers from all over the
Is there somewhere folks can call if they need some type of assistance, if there's anything that they can give or volunteer? Is there a number?
Well, right now we're asking people to assistance in the shelters,
We're now here at Marathon Marina, and we just want to show you this amazing video. The waves swallowed this 42-foot boat here, this game room right here. The wind from Hurricane Wilma just shot through and knocked this debris. Look, show that debris right